ITBC, what's the deal? Now, this fight was on the undercard of that Lara Mardiosian he was on the undercard. BJ Flores was back in action. He beat Roberto Santos in a 6-rounder unanimous decision. Last time I seen Flores, he lost to Shumanov, and that was a totally different Shumanov, man. He was outboxing the hell out of BJ Flores in that fight. Flores is going to move up to heavyweight. He says that's where he wants to be at. You know, when he stepped up to the highest levels of cruiserweight, he came up a little bit short. You know, he didn't get knocked out or anything, but he came up a little bit short in those fights. Good skill. Like, Flores is a solid fighter. You know, he's solid. He's going to come in phenomenal shape. I know for this fight he came in at 225. Throughout his whole career, man, although he was campaigning at cruiserweight, but throughout his whole career, he would have fights at, 207, 210, 215, 208. He would come in the ring. When I hear him commentate and do, when he's an analyst for the PBC fights, he's a smart guy. You can tell he has the experience. He knows what he's talking about. The Shumanov fight, he really couldn't adjust, man. He thought he was going to be able to just walk Shumanov down and beat him up, but he was just getting outboxed, out-jabbed. Shumanov landing the better, cleaner combinations in that fight. This fight against the fight he just had, I didn't get to see any footage of that fight. So if you guys seen any footage or a link, please send it to me against Roberto Santos. Santos had never been knocked out, so I was trying to see if he would be able to, be the first guy to knock him out, and he couldn't do it. It's good that he has some, that he went some rounds and got some work in, but being that Santos is 5'9" with a 70-inch reach, and Flores is 6'2" with an 80-inch reach, you would think that, he'll be able to keep the distance and just touch him up and be able to get him out of there with some, with some long, straight punches and keep him on the outside of that reach. But I didn't get to see the footage, so I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Santos went into a shell. When guys do that, it's very hard to beat guys like that, knock them out, because they're shelling up and they're completely defensive. I don't know if that's what my man Santos did, but I can see that happen when you have a smaller guy in there with a big guy with reach. Flores fighting at heavyweight, I think he'll make for some very entertaining fights because of the way that I've seen him fight. He likes to walk guys down. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that at the heavyweight division, but, let me go ahead and read a little quote he said. Now, this was a few days before the fight with Santos. He goes on to say, and this is just him talking about fighting at, okay, the article won't pop up. Okay, so this is him talking about fighting at heavyweight, and this is on Boxing Scene. Let me go ahead and try to. Now, this is on Boxing Scene, and now this is him talking about the Shumanov fight. He says, "I've been chasing that rematch for 9-10 months. I heard he doesn't have an opponent yet. If he doesn't have an opponent, sign me up. I want to get back what's mine." That's what he told Shumanov, and he was referencing the interim WBA cruiserweight title. All right, so he's saying that he wanted that fight, and he's been chasing Shumanov around, so on and so forth. Then, as far as him campaigning at heavyweight, he says, "I probably should have been in heavyweight a few years ago, but I was holding on to that title shot and I got it. It's water under the bridge now, and I'm looking forward to the next step, which is fighting in the heavyweight division, testing myself out there. I will feel a lot stronger. I will come in the ring probably at 222, 223. I have been busting my sparring partners, and I can only attribute that to the weight. It's been sparring a lot of these guys my entire career." All right, so he's saying he's been sparring these heavyweights his entire career, which I believe him, because like I said, throughout his whole career, man, he isn't a guy that's coming in at 197 every fight. I mean, he over the cruiserweight limit and fought some heavyweight fights, but just his style, I'm just, I like to see him against a Bryant Jennings, a smaller type of heavyweight around his size and height. Although Jennings probably has an inch on him in height, and I think Jennings has an 84-inch reach. I know he has extremely long arms, but I think he'll make for exciting fights. I'll just put it like that. A Chris Arreola fight. I know Arreola, last I heard of him, he had broke his ankle, I think. He was supposed to fight Brazil, I believe, then Brazil ended up getting his title shot. But Travis Kaufman, that'd be a good fight. I mean, there are some good, entertaining type fights. I don't think he deserves, any type of title shots or throw him in there with a top 10 guy. But some of the other guys, PBC fights, I think there'll be some entertaining scraps. Like I said, Kaufman, Arreola, even Gerald Washington, just to give him another test. I know a lot of people do not want to see Gerald Washington fight right now because the guy's so big and strong, fights the way he does. Doesn't sit down on enough power shots for some fans. Some fans will probably argue, hey, he's using his jab and his length and he's doing what he has to do. That'd be a good fight, you know. So, and I'm sure Flores, he doesn't want to really fight any of the prospect type guys. I mean, if the money right, I'm sure he'll fight anybody. But I think he's looking to fight somebody, you know, like I said, like an Ariel, somebody that has a name at least, even if they're not a top 10 contender anymore. Somebody that has a name, probably win that fight and try to work his way up in the ranks and try to, you know, get himself ranked and try to fight some type of elimination bout. But that's just me. I mean, I could maybe, you know, he'll fight a guy like Jarrell Miller or Trevor Bryan or one of these up and coming guys, Adam Konaki. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just getting it out there, man. BJ Flores fighting at heavyweight. What do you guys think about this? Me personally, and nothing against BJ Flores. I like the job he does on PBC. Decent fighter. He does everything well in the ring as far as just having the basic skill set. You know what I mean? But and I think he's a very intelligent fighter just by the way he talks about the fights as they're going on. But I don't see him beating any of the top 10 guys, Ortiz, not even David Haye. I just don't think his style of walking guys down, I don't think his power is going to carry over at heavyweight to be able to walk these big guys down. But I think it'll be an entertaining fight because of his style. But I could be wrong. You know, maybe he go in there and prove me wrong. I'm just getting it out there, though. YTBC. I'm out.